My friend, and welcome to Pro Wrestling Daily. My name is Aaron Machbitz. Let's talk about the May 24th episode of Saturday night's main event. I think there was two really big moments from Saturday night's main event that we should definitely talk about. I didn't love the whole event. I mean, it was overtaken by commercials. There wasn't a lot of actual real wrestling that we saw. It was a 2-hour show and there was commercials probably every 5 minutes. So the live audience obviously got the best wrestling they could get because they don't see the commercials. But as someone who's watching on Peacock or streaming it, there was so many commercials, and it does take away from the actual event, from the actual wrestling, which is why wrestling fans are watching a wrestling show, even though WWE always says they're not a wrestling company. Yes, we want to watch the sports entertainment. So that's number one. The second couple things that actually advanced storylines in sort of the WWE world was we saw the addition of Bronson Reed to the team of Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Paul Heyman. Now, I think that Bronson Reed is a great choice. The dude's a powerhouse. He's a beast. He adds a lot of, intensity and legitimacy to the group of Breaker, Rollins, and Paul Heyman. Now, I guess we're going to need to be explained why Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed have, squashed their differences, let's say, because we did see Bronson Reed at one point give Seth Rollins like 7,500, tsunami splashes from the top rope at one point not too long ago, but maybe they put away their differences. Seth Rollins, the visionary, had a plan for Bronson Reed, and he brought him into the circle. So I'm interested to see how we get that insight on that story and how they reconciled those differences and now are part of the group. So I do like the Bronson Reed addition. My buddy Tanner, who's a huge wrestling fan, says that he loves the addition of Bronson Reed to the group. He was not someone I was actually thinking about or considering when I was thinking about who's going to be the third man of this group. What went through my mind was potentially Austin Theory, Ethan Page, Carmelo Hayes. Those were the three guys I thought could really use the push and would really make this group great. But then, because you didn't know when Bronson Reed was going to come back, his X account is quite funny and quite hilarious. You thought maybe he was going to go back with Solo, but they got JC Mateo now, formerly known as Jeff Cobb. And so Bronson Reed joining this group is really interesting. But my pick, 100%, no doubt, would have been Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is one of the best professional wrestlers on the planet and does not get enough credit. Each and every time he goes out there, he absolutely crushes it. Yes, I didn't love the steel cage match between him and Damian Priest. That doesn't matter. We know that Drew McIntyre now is taking some time off TV, and he deserves it. He works his fucking ass off every single time, every day. He's out there. He lives and breathes wrestling and WWE in this company, and I think he would have been the best addition to the Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, and Seth Rollins group because he just brings so much legitimacy. He's an absolute beast. He can wrestle anyone. He's a stud. He's a former world champion, and he deserves to be in the main event picture in high-quality matches, getting big-time spots all the time over and over and over again because he continues to produce and deliver no matter the circumstance. And so, yes, Bronson Reed, awesome addition. Going to really elevate him and Braun Breaker with Seth Rollins and Paul Heyman, but you can't miss with Drew McIntyre, and I really, really, really thought he could have been the best addition to that group outside of bringing someone who's on the cusp of superstardom like an Ethan Page or Austin Theory or Carmelo Hayes to really elevate them. But if you're going to pick someone like Bronson Reed, then you got to at least have Drew McIntyre in there. Now, I still think there's going to be a fourth man because maybe we're leading to a Survivor Series match, and so there's maybe going to be need a fourth man to that group or potentially adding a woman to that group. So I still think things are shaping out. But the Seth Rollins, Paul Heyman, Braun Breaker, Bronson Reed stuff is the absolute best thing that's happening in WWE right now. And then you have the addition, of course, of CM Punk and Sami Zayn, and who they're going to bring on is a Jey Uso. Now he's sort of preoccupied with Logan Paul in that situation, and Cody Rhodes coming back. So who's going to help CM Punk and Sami Zayn take down this really, really formidable group, which is the best story that's happening in WWE right now. Then we move on to what happened at the main event, at Saturday night's main event with main event Jey Uso. That's a mouthful right there. We saw John Cena come out at the main event and attack Jey Uso because he's trying to ruin professional wrestling. That's his shtick right now. With the heel run that he's having, he actually is ruining professional wrestling, and I think John Cena is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time, but I'm not super into what he's doing right now as a heel. It just seems a little dry, and the whole Rock looming over his head is very weird. So that story has got to flush itself out, hopefully. And then by the end of this farewell tour, we look back at John Cena and we're like, yes, he was the best babyface of all time, had a cool little heel run at the end, got the culmination story with CM Punk and The Rock and all these sorts of things, and that needs to happen. But apparently, I don't know what's happening. In the moment, we saw Cody Rhodes come back, the quarterback come back. That's awesome. I love Cody Rhodes. He comes back, saves the day, beats John Cena up, gives him that little crossroads, and then booms, puts down the challenge, him, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul and John Cena at Money in the Bank, which means that Gunther is going to challenge Jey Uso on that Monday night edition of Monday Night Raw right after Money in the Bank. Then I think that's going to lead to him and Goldberg at the next Saturday night's main event, which happens in Atlanta, and the next day will be the Women's Evolution PLE. So I think those things are happening right now. Those are the two big developments from Saturday night's main event that actually make a difference going into Money in the Bank, going into Monday Night Raw, and going into future storylines. So that's my reactions. Those are my takes. Yeah, I'm fired up that Cody Rhodes is back. Fucking love Cody Rhodes. I think that tag match will actually be pretty cool. Cody Rhodes, Jey Uso versus Logan Paul and John Cena. Don't know if Logan Paul and John Cena are now a team. If Logan Paul is also going to sell his soul to The Rock. If that even means anything at this point anymore. But I think that's a really cool tag match. Obviously, we see the Money in the Bank ladder matches at Money in the Bank. That's going to be awesome. And then the whole developing story with Rollins and Breakker and Brunson Reed and Paul Heyman and how they want to take over wrestling and they're the future of wrestling, and how Sami Zayn and CM Punk might alter or stop that from happening. Those are the two biggest storylines moving into the next couple weeks, moving into Money in the Bank, moving into SummerSlam, and those are my thoughts and reactions from the May 24th episode of Saturday Night's Main Event. What do you know? What do you think you know? Leave it in the comments down below, your predictions, your thoughts, your rumors, anything you want to share, leave it in the comments down below. Then like this video and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Lots of love. Cheers.